Hi Scorpio, this is your horoscope for August 2017. Thank you for joining me. On the 2nd of August, Uranus goes into retrograde. Uranus is the planet of rebellion and eccentricity and doing things in your own unique, special way. It's the planet of the unexpected, the miraculous, and the chaotic. And it sits in Aries in your 6th house. So some of you Scorpios over the last couple of months will have really made a lot of progress when it comes to your daily routine. You would have really taken charge of that and really got hold of things. And others of you will have experienced the opposite. You will have totally, your schedule will have run away with you and you've lost control and it's become very chaotic. Uranus goes retrograde on the 2nd. So if you were one of the first kind of people who was making a lot of progress, that will slow now and kind of plateau out. And if you were someone who was totally chaotic and all over the place, that's going to ease off now and you'll be able to get on top of things again. So that's what you're working with until the 7th of August, which is when there is a partial lunar eclipse, full moon in Aquarius. Now, I always make separate videos on the full moon and the new moons. I've done the video for the full moon in Aquarius, the eclipse, so have a look at that. I go into a lot more detail, and I will make one for the new moon at the end of the month as well. But for you guys, Scorpios, the full moon in Aquarius eclipse happens in your 4th house of family. So the full moon is when the moon reaches its completion point and it just showers us with its energy. So it's showering us with Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the sign that has to do with being a humanitarian and caring about other people. And yeah, being a humanitarian, doing something for the greater good on a global level. And it's at 11 degrees, and in numerology, 11 is Aquarius. 11 is the master number of service. It's about being humanitarian. So that happens in your 4th house of family. You are going to be so forgiving when it comes to family, and you're going to look at the family as the bigger picture. You know, small gripes like inherited. Families can often get themselves in trouble over belongings and things like that, and often there's really bad blood when a parent dies and something is left behind, and you know, that was mine and this is yours, and it can get really awful and nasty and terrible. You will not engage in any of that with this full moon, because you're going to feel very generous and you're going to feel very much like you care about the family and you don't sweat the small stuff and you don't care about the details. So if there's been an impasse between you and your brother for 2 years because your father left a diamond ring and you wanted it but your brother has it now and you haven't spoken in 2 years, then you will have the capacity to say, do you know what? He's my brother. I don't care about the ring. I wanted it, but he's got it. I'm going to come to terms with it and maintain the relationship with my brother. That's what this is giving you. So the opportunity to forgive things which you haven't been able to forgive before. And because it's interrupted, it's an eclipse, the effect of this lasts for 6 months. So I'm going to surround myself with lots of Scorpio people because if I screw up and if I make mistakes, they're going to be very, very forgiving of me. So you guys are going to be good to have around. Make sure you don't take it too far and you become a pushover. So don't let people take advantage of you. When people, unfortunately, when people see generosity or someone being overly kind, sometimes people use that as an opportunity to cross a boundary and to take advantage. So you still need to maintain a sense of discernment and be nurturing and be of service to those that deserve it, and don't waste your time on people who are resentful of you or never cared. Use the energy for people you love. And also this eclipse happens on the south node, the The full moon and eclipse happens on the south node of the moon, so it's about releasing things. It's about releasing things that do not work. So the things in your family, like let's go back to the ring example, the problem of ownership and entitlement. If that's the big problem in your family, that everyone feels overly entitled and everyone's at war all the time because everyone deserves everything in their own minds, then you're able to work with the family to let go of that and to combine. I mean, this sounds like, you know, fantasy land, but there is a possibility for you to come together with family members and to heal that through your own example by saying, do you know what? I really don't care about this so much. I'd rather just focus on having you as my brother because I love you. And that will totally disarm them. Okay, that will totally disarm people. So use that, and this is a 6-month period that you've got. So your relationships are going to be so much better because what you're putting out is forgiveness and humanitarianism. What you're going to get back is forgiveness and humanitarianism. That's the way it works. What you put out, you get back. It's as simple as that. On the 9th of August till the 20th of August, we have a Venus and Pluto opposition. Now, Pluto is in your 3rd house of communications in Capricorn at 17 degrees. And Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is in Cancer in your 9th house. Now, Venus in Cancer is very loving, very nurturing, very affectionate. She's also very emotional and very sensitive. And she's in the 9th house. The 9th house is not her home. Cancer's home. Cancer's home is the 4th house of family, the domestic sphere. Venus is in Cancer in your 9th house, so there's huge emotion about moving or travel or things happening outside of your little comfort zone that are going to be really upsetting or massively scary, or you will totally fall in love with it. It could go either way. The emotions are really, really high, and you could have this huge desire to kind of travel and get out of your comfort zone and to transform the way you think and the way you see the world by broadening your horizons. Or you can react to this by being afraid and kind of sticking with what you've got and trying to keep it together. But I really don't think that choosing the second option is as good as the first one, because the first one leads to personal transformation. So the feelings aren't going to be particularly easy for you. I think you might be more sensitive than you usually are, especially when it comes to the unknown and the uncertain. So be prepared for that, be ready for that, and be willing to work with the unknown and the uncertain, because with the opposition of Pluto in your 3rd house, it's going to change the way you think, and it's going to change the way you communicate. The things that you learn emotionally through Venus, the thing that scares you or the thing that you fall in love with, is going to alter the way you communicate. So it's really important to face those feelings, because there are going to be really nuggets of truth in there that you need, that you will learn from. And especially when it comes to the outside world, venture where you've not ventured before. Obviously, don't put yourself into danger. But if you've always had an interest in something, but have been too scared to pursue it now. It will change the way you think and communicate, and it'll have a positive impact on you. On the 12th of August until the 5th of September, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into retrograde, and it appears to be moving backwards, which makes communication more stifled and more difficult. Now, it's in your 11th house. You're going to find that friendships, particularly during this time, are very prone to misunderstandings. There can be miscommunication happening very, very easily, especially on your part, misunderstanding what was said. And there's also a lack of clarity about what it is you want and what your hopes and dreams are and what you really truly desire. So I would suggest that you don't make any huge life changes during the 12th of August until the 5th of September, if you possibly can avoid it. I mean, if you can't avoid it, then of course go with it. But the reason I'm telling you to, if you have the luxury of making changes and you can determine when you're going to make those changes, don't do it during a Mercury retrograde, because the things that you see as so wonderful and oh my god, that's my dream and I've always wanted this job, for instance, or I've wanted this person, or I've wanted this house. When the Mercury retrograde is over and it goes direct, your perspective is going to change completely and you're like, I hate this house, I never wanted it. Who are you? I don't want to be with you. So it's not a good time because your perspective, your way of seeing things is clouded and you're very likely to get the wrong end of the stick. The thing is, astrology, you know, these are energies that we're working with. You can use them to avoid situations and things, but we also have to live our lives. You know, there are also other things that affect us. Astrology is one thing that will affect you. Your physical health will affect you. Where you're living will affect you. There are lots of different factors here involved. But what I'm saying is that as far as the astrology is concerned, it's saying that when external things appear during this retrograde, it's almost like a trick of the ego to trap you in a situation that you then have to dig yourself out of again. It's like, oh, I love it, I'm gonna get it. And then you get it and it's like, oh no, now I'm in trouble. Now I have to sell the house and it's gonna take me ages or whatever. It's really, it's if you possibly can avoid major purchases or major moves or major life decisions, then do. If you can't avoid it, then that's fine, you're not in any danger, but just double check that what it is that you're pursuing and going after is really what you want, and it's been something that you've wanted for a while, and it's not just a whim that's popped into your head. Okay, so you're working with that until the 21st of August, and on the 21st of August we've got a total solar eclipse, and that is a new moon in Leo. So that's great news because it pulls Leo energy into your 10th house of work and career. So you're going to feel super confident when it comes to your working life. You've now got the sun, the moon together because it's a new moon. You've got the North Node. You've got Mars, the male planet of let's do it, drive. And you've got transiting midheaven, which is your work. All sitting in Leo, which is a sign of confidence and power and being able to do things with fun and enthusiasm, and obstacles are not obstacles. Leo can overcome anything effortlessly. So that kind of energy is being pulled into your 10th house, which immediately makes you a much bigger presence when it comes to your working life. You see for the first time maybe how much you're contributing, how good you are, how confident you are, how many skills you have. You really see yourself in a much, again, it's a matter of perspective. You see yourself as being much greater than you are, but in this case, it's not faulty, it's real. The Mercury retrograde will make dreams mirages, but the mirage that you get about yourself, this sudden feeling of, oh my God, I'm so wonderful, you can believe that because in spiritual truth, that's who you are. It's just been obscured by all these negative life experiences that you've had. It's been obscured by fear, by doubts and all of that stuff, and it is all cleared here during this new moon. Now, there's more good news because it's an eclipse. It's interrupted. And when it's interrupted, it means that the energy stays put and it affects you for the next 6 months. So when it comes to your working life, Scorpio, you're going to be king of the world, queen of the world for the next 6 months, and you're really going to see yourself in a different light. You're really going to acknowledge your talent. You know, there's nothing worse than someone who does really good work but doesn't charge for it, or feels like, oh no, I couldn't charge anyone, or it's such a shame, because people do great work but they don't have the self-esteem to be rewarded for that work. And work is an energy exchange. If you're working for someone and not getting anything back, you're going to burn yourself out, or you'll just get bored of it, because what am I getting out of this? You know? So you really will see what you are, who you are, how talented you are, and maybe a shift in work is in the stars, because maybe you're in a job that's actually beneath you. Maybe you're in a situation which doesn't use all your gifts and talents, and you're much more creative and powerful and fiery than that. It's not going to go away immediately, this feeling. It's going to last you 6 months. So for all you Scorpios who are in jobs that you despise, or if you're unemployed, you will present yourself so well, you will be confident, almost to the point of cockiness, so watch out for that. But you're going to be confident, so anyone who wants to make a lateral move, or who wants to go from unemployment to employment, this is really an excellent time for you here at the end of August, Scorpio. On the 26th of August, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, which has been in Cancer all month and has given you these truths and these uncomfortable feelings, now also goes into Leo in your 10th house. And she joins Mars. Mars is the man, Venus is the woman, okay? When they come together, they create new life. So after the eclipse, you're going to feel real confidence. But going into September, you're going to feel the most confident, because Venus joins everyone there in the 10th house, adding her 2 cents of loving yourself and feeling like you're the greatest lion ever who ever lived. In September, you will really feel that and see your greatness. And once Venus leaves the 10th house of your career, it's going to lessen a bit, but still, the effects of the eclipse last 6 months. So, super confidence in September, and then loads and loads of confidence and power and fire and passion for the next 6 months. It looks really, really good. So, for any Scorpios who are not living their dream work-wise, who are in dead-end jobs, who are not working at all, people who are retired and bored and want to find something that they enjoy and that they're passionate about, or students who feel like, ugh, why am I studying this? Change the study. I mean, finish your course. Don't quit college if you're in college. But if you don't enjoy the course and you know that, then change it to something that you care about. Don't waste your time ever, ever, ever. So it looks like you're coming into your own this month. You claim your true power, which is amazing, because Scorpios aren't pushovers in the first place. You guys are a force to be reckoned with. So you really are now really, really powerful, and you'll be able to achieve great things over the next 6 months. It's amazing. So I hope that gives you an idea of what's going on astrologically. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please visit my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab to order your reading. And what I do is I draw up your birth chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, I can use sunrise, or I can rectify your chart. And then I analyze your chart to see what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your life purpose is, all of that, what your vocational aptitudes are. And I can also put the transits around this to see what's coming up for you in future and how these things are going to affect you specifically. So if you'd like to do that, please visit the website. I hope you have a wonderful August. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you next month.